President Zelenskyy said the meeting of European and other world leaders would be relating to the strategy for the coming weeks, as both European leaders and Ukraine tries to get the United States invested in the outcome of this war in the way that Ukraine would like to see it. That means security guarantees for Ukraine, ones which President Zelenskyy says must come from both Europe and the United States, including, if not NATO membership, peacekeepers deployed to Ukraine, investment in Ukraine's arms industry, and also funds to allow it to survive any further Russian aggression, as President Zelenskyy calls it. To that end, many of the European leaders said they would provide extra funding to Ukraine and new military equipment. There were pledges made throughout Monday from various different leaders who said that this would be essential in providing the right equipment for Ukraine to continue defending itself. But the key here is that President Zelenskyy also needs the support, he says, of the United States. And to that end, he said there was progress on Monday with President Trump and this so-called minerals for security deal that would require some of the profits of Ukrainian natural resources to be given to the United States in return for, as yet, unspecified security guarantees. But the European leaders were in no doubt. They had a role to play in this too, that any attempt to characterize the European leaders as shirking responsibility for providing aid and support to Ukraine would no longer go unnoticed by, for example, President Trump. That Europe would need to be seen, as the Norwegian Prime Minister said at this meeting, would need to be seen to be doing its part. And so the UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer and French President Emmanuel Macron are in the United States this week to try and show what they are doing. They say they're willing to deploy peacekeepers to Ukraine in the event of some sort of negotiated ceasefire. But in the meantime, President Zelenskyy says he still needs support, and it would require Europe and the United States getting together to work on its defence and thinking seriously about what exactly could be negotiated. And he still says that it must include Ukraine as well as Europeans in any negotiation. It cannot just be a bilateral discussion between Moscow and Washington.